Hello, everyone. Good morning. I haven't been on in a couple weeks because life has gotten kind of crazy. How are all of you? How is your life? Is your life feeling really crazy? Has there been a lot of loss? Has there been a lot of busyness? Graduations, weddings? What's happening for all of you? A lot of times, the context of our life really regulate how we feel on all different levels. So today, I just want to talk about how to take care of yourself because listen, we're people in this world, right? Yeah, we want to transcend and have our spiritual experiences but you know, we're still human here and we have to embrace our humanity just like we have to embrace everything else. So I wanted to talk about how to take care of that human body because if you don't take care of that human body, like it's what does everything else. And so if you don't take care of that human body, then you're going to have a breakdown on what you could do in the world and what you could do. Um, I don't know, for your community, for your family, for your career, all that kind of stuff. We need to take care of ourselves so that we have something to draw from. So I'm not going to do a complete list on self-care because if you want to know more about self-care, you could get my free self-care class. So it's not this URL right here. It's jodiaman.com/self-care. And that's a free self-care for empaths class. So thanks, Crystal, for liking my video. Please share this too. I think a lot of people need to hear this right now because, we're kind of came out of isolation and we're seeing each other more, but now like life got really busy really fast and we're not used to the pace. We're going to get used to it really fast because humans are highly adaptive and you could see how it's like the newness and we're adapting to it like pretty immediately as it's happening. Who's noticing that? But I want to give you a couple of hi Stanley. I want to give you a couple tips here, just a few tips on how to prioritize self-care because if you don't prioritize it, it doesn't happen. There are so many things to take our attention and to do and that we care about and all that stuff, or that we feel obligated to do, that if we don't set priorities for our life, we sometimes spend time and energy on things that are not priorities. So if we're not conscious about our priorities, life kind of takes over and pulls us in different directions. So we want to get that consciousness in. And so the biggest thing that I want to tell you to do, if you're trying to prioritize self-care so you could build robustness, so you could do more in the world, you want to close some circles. You want to get rid of the mental clutter in our lives. And when we have so many things on our to-do list and we have so many projects open, or maybe even it's literal clutter around our physical spaces, that takes up bandwidth. So yes, stress takes up bandwidth, but also this kind of clutter takes up bandwidth. And some of the stressors in the context of our life, we can't control too much, but we can control this clutter. So physical space clutter is a way to close circles, but also if you have things on your to-do list and you have a lot of things open or you didn't get back to somebody, that takes up energy in your body and in your mind and in your emotions that you can't afford right now because you really have so much other stuff that you have to do. So you want to close circles, and that means finish stuff off and get them off your list. Finish projects, get them off your list. Sometimes finishing projects means that you take it off your list. You decide that I don't want to do that anymore consciously, because if you're not conscious about it, it's still drawing energy from you. So that's number one. I'm only going to talk about 3 today in this video, but if you on Hi Vi, if you want to ask me some questions, go ahead in the comment section. So 1, close some circles, get rid of that mental clutter. And while you're at it, like I said, get rid of that physical clutter because that affects you so much. And the second thing is connect with nature. Get out in nature whenever you can. I almost did this video outside and I really should have. I know, but it was just like I was already late. And to get good lighting outside is not very easy. So I wanted to do what was easier for me. I wanted to close the circle and give what I promised because I haven't been on in 2 weeks. It was a holiday last week, and the week before I was doing a keynote at a big conference. So so get out in nature. Spend some time outside connecting with plants. There is a healing on the nervous system when you spend time outside. There's been a lot of research on this. So I'm going to add in this one, when you're connecting to nature, to really to think about like eating whole foods, especially at this time of year, eating local homegrown foods. That's a way to connect with nature. And when you're not even outside, yeah, take some walks outside, sit outside, notice the trees, notice things. That's a great way to connect with something bigger than yourself, so we don't get caught up in the small stuff. It pulls us out of that mental clutter that we have. I mean, we're trying to eliminate some of it. We still have some. We still have the stress. So with time with nature and nourishing us with good whole foods is restorative. So one is like clearing stuff out, getting rid of it. And then the next one is restorative. So restoring that energy, giving back to yourself. The third one I'm going to mention is community. So having a sense of community, of people that could listen to you, could touch you, could hug you now. Some other people that make you feel like you matter, make you feel seen, make you feel like you belong. This is I'm in a doctorate program now, so I just finished a 14-page paper, so I need some big self-care today. I got to celebrate this, but it's not even due for a week and a half, but I finished it because I have some celebrations this week that I have to do. But having a community. Oh, I was learning. That's what I was telling you about the paper, because I'm learning so much in my classes. But I was reflecting on what people need. So from leadership. So as a leader, obviously you want to focus on what people need. And it's not that I'm learning this new and I'm like, I didn't even know that. It's confirmation of what I've seen in my work for the last 25 years, is that people want to be seen in their uniqueness. So people want to be seen. They want to know that they matter, really seen for who they are. And they want a sense of belonging. So they want to be part of something bigger than themselves. So that's why I created this group, actually. This information I'm learning in school is really just confirming what I've seen in my work with people. When you hear people's secrets for a long, long time, then you really get to know people and you really get to understand what they need. And this is it. So that's why I put together this group. It's just it's a support group for people who want that sense of a community, who want to work with me, but maybe they can't for some reason, or they can't make that commitment right now. But it's for people who want to work closer with me, get personal help, and build a community of other people who could support you. I know it's virtual, so it's not like we could hug each other, but maybe someday we could get together in person on a retreat. That is my dream. But in the meantime, we need to be witnessed, like deeply, deeply witnessed for who we are, so that we feel like we matter. When you're not witnessed, you're like floating out there, like untethered in a way. And it's destructive on the human psyche to be isolated, first of all, but also even if you're around people, if you feel like you can't trust them, or or you just need a place like outside of that context where you could just work on yourself, because in all the contexts in your life, you're serving other people. And so if you want something like that, you want to come in this group, jodiuman.com/group. It's amazing. There's amazing people in there. It's an open group, so you could start at any time. But I would start before next Tuesday. Every Tuesday, I have a guided meditation that drops and a creative, uplifting activity, like a higher vibrating. I forgot what I called it. I forgot the name of it. It's like an activity to help you embody what we talk about. All right. So Vi said, oh, you got hugs at church yesterday? Yeah. Isn't it amazing how people could hug each other? how easy, like we didn't even know whether to like go in and shake hands. I was with some people outside this weekend and met them for the first time, and we just don't even know what to do. But it's really nice to explore the changes that we're seeing because the world's opening back up. Well, not even, we know that our contacts were very lucky to have had the vaccination disseminate as fast as it did here, and there's a lot of places that haven't been so fortunate. So we really have to keep those things at top of mind. A lot of suffering around the world, not to bring us down, but to motivate us to whatever, do things, take action, bring awareness, create relationships that maybe counter some of those things. And if you take care of yourself, you'll have more bandwidth to do all that stuff. So I don't see any questions here, but I'm so happy to be with you today. I'm going to get back on and commit to my Mondays at 11. Unless I'm hired out for something else really big, and then I'll leave you out. No, I'm just kidding. I'll never do that. All right. See you here next Monday at 11 a.m. Hi, Roma.